Larry, could you step up just a little bit closer? Oh, yeah, Erin's always saying this, so I'm going to say it for her.
It's all good.
How you feeling the first game? Just being able to get some points out there.
Winded. You know, there's no way to emulate game shape. So yeah, obviously it was tough out there that first stint, but once the game slowed down for me, kind of in the second half, I felt good. Felt like I was moving well, and obviously a little rusty, but I was just happy to be playing.
Larry, what was the biggest positive you take away from yesterday's games, and maybe some things you guys need to work on too?
I mean, I thought our defense collectively was pretty good. You know, we gave up some open 3-point looks, but mainly to their not dead-eye 3-point shooters. So you know, we can live with some of those. I thought, I'd like to see our assist numbers rise a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we're a pretty heavily ISO team, and those guys got it going. So a win is a win, and we're happy with just about anything at this point.
Last year, I think I'd asked you how good of a job a team like Phoenix does putting pressure on the low man, forcing guys to choose between the driver or the shooter. At the end of the game there, they got Z in a lot of space, facing up at the elbow. Similar situation. Do you feel like that's a weapon that the team can continue taking advantage of? And do you feel like uniquely suited to apply pressure?
In those configurations? Yeah, I mean, look, you can get the ball Z anywhere. He's going to figure something out. But obviously, the more space we can get him, the better. That's the hardest thing to find in today's NBA game is spacing on the offensive end. So finding creative ways to get him at the elbows, at the mid-posts, at the top of the key with other action going on, you know, basically distraction action on sides, on the other side, whatever's going on is going to be a staple for us going forward for sure, but not just Z, but behind CJ as well.
You frequently mention CJ as a professional scorer.
Yeah.
How did you feel about his game last night, particularly the quality of the looks that he was getting to?
Yeah, I mean, look, like a professional scorer, he's just smooth. You know, when he gets to his spots, and there's not many people that are better than him when he gets there. So, yeah, I mean, again, generating quality looks for our guys is something that CJ hasn't had in, what is this, year 11 for him? 11 years. BI hasn't had in however many years, he's 7 years now, and then, you know, getting Z some space. You know, obviously once Trey comes back it'll be better, but we got some shooting on the court with him, and I think obviously the better looks we get, the better percentage we're going to shoot.
Attributing those looks to the kind of the changes that coach like JB has brought in, or is it more like having the personnel on the court now together?
I think it's having the personnel together. You know, this is the roster is built to be healthy, and when we're healthy, we're a monster. There's no one that can deny that. So I think, I think that's going forward. Obviously, JB's been great for us. Borrego's been awesome, and his ideas implementing in the offense have been great. But I think it's more so that we have 3 all-world scorers, and when they're on the court together, you can't double all of them.
Larry, how good was it for a change to see Matt Ryan making threes for your team?
He was almost my game recap. This close. Maybe one more 3 would have earned him. But no, it was great. It was great. Obviously, the first time I saw him in the building, it was like, what? Who allowed you in here? But no, it's great. Obviously, he came in and provided such a spark last night. For me, it's not, obviously he made his threes last night, but for me it's not even the fact that he made them, it's the fact that he took them at the clip that he did. That's going to provide so much more spacing, and teams know you can't leave them. So
they're trying to get you.
That would have been his life. That would have been his life. You guys would have witnessed me down. No, I think it's just the fact that he took them, and now you can't leave them. So now we have another guy on the court that when we get Z in advantageous situations, that's a guy you can't help off of. So just another quiver in our, what's it called? Arrow in our quiver. There you go.
And what else stands out to you about Matt's game, right? Everybody knows him as a shooter, but what else stands out to you? Because he seems to have a little bit of other things he can do out there front of court for you guys. Yeah,
no, he's got some chippiness to him. He, was talking on the defensive end, really, really active. I wasn't, I hadn't been, it's my fault. I hadn't been watching him too much. I'm just paying attention to our team, but the fact that he came in and gave us, what was he, team leading plus 20-some, plus minus last night on your debut after a few, really no practice, doesn't happen by luck. So hopefully, no, you're good. So hopefully we found a gem, and I look forward to seeing more of him.
What you think of Herb Jones last night? The guy just makes winning plays throughout the night. I think there was AD pointed out on the stream last night. He literally screened 2 guys on one set. What did you think of him?
I don't have. Look, my vocabulary is pretty vast, and I don't have the words to describe Herb Jones. He's just a menace on both ends. Obviously, defensively, we know that first team all defense. Me and Trey are going to be beating that drum all year again. But offensively, just the little things that he's implemented to his game, the cutting, the offensive rebounding, which we saw, was on display last night, the fast break leakouts, which I keep encouraging him to do. Hey, if you run, I will throw it. Herb is just, again, I'm trying to think of the words. He's just perfect for this team, and there's not a guy on the roster that wouldn't go to war with him or for him.
Offensively, we've seen both Herb and Dyson struggle or sometimes pass up open shots. Seems like they're really in a good space. Have you noticed something similar? Like Dyson had a drive right when he came in the game. Herb didn't hesitate on catch and shoot threes. Do you think we're seeing them, elevate, take another step up on that end of the floor?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I said about Matt Ryan, like the fact it's not so much. Obviously, it's great when you make them. We love that. But the fact that you take them and make the opposing team respect that you are an option from out there is huge. And we see. I don't know if there was anybody that worked harder than Herb this summer. He's on his shooting. He's been here every day with Fred every single day, and so when he's open, we want him to shoot. We trust the work that he's put in, and same thing with Dyson. We've seen it. We've seen all the work. The shots go in, the shots go out. Him just bring himself along, and there's nobody more disappointed than us when he passes up a shot because we want him shooting now, both of them.
What did you think of how the team executed the zone looks you gave them against the Grizzlies?
How we executed our zone defense?
Yes.
I thought it was great. I think we held them to 0.7 points per possession, which if you can do that in the zone, any kind of defense, that bodes well for the future. So obviously, they were missing a few shooters, but I think going forward, especially this next game, we could really throw some zone out against the Knicks and muck that up. I thought we were great. Our activity was good. JV was awesome at protecting the rim, so it'll be a weapon for us.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Zion's dunk over Triple J?
On account of the fact that I had the best seat in the house, I'll give it a 9.5 because I'm holding out hope that there's another 0.5 in there somewhere. Yeah, I shouldn't say holding out hope. I got another 0.5. Me, so we're still waiting on that perfect 10 out of 10. Between me, Z, and Trey, one of us is gonna bring it.
Just going back to the defense, you guys were elite in transition.
Yeah.
You guys also were really, really good on the offensive glass. There hasn't been many teams that are great at that. Do you feel like this team has a makeup to be great in both?
I do think so. Yeah, obviously that team, Memphis, and not just Memphis, but Desmond Bain specifically, was a monster. Was a monster in transition last year. So trying to hold him, I think we held him to 2 transition points, him specifically, and that was the goal going into the game. So again, like you said, we executed that awesome, and that was the first bullet point in our slide today when we watched film. So, but I think we've got a good balance of crashers on offensive glass and non-crashers, right? Like if Herb's on the court, he's going. If I'm on the court, I'm going. JV's going. Dyson's going. But other than that, unless your 2 feet are in the paint, you're really getting back. So we've got a really good mix of guys that are going to throw themselves towards the glass, and I like to think that me, JV, and Herb are pretty damn good offensive rebounders. So hopefully we can just keep generating more of those looks. And like you said, if you can defend in transition and offensive rebound, I don't think we've seen that a whole lot in the NBA. So it'll be a good one for us.
And how much does it help just having a lot of interchangeably sized players to get back in transition because you're not worried about the cross matches and stuff?
Right. No, I mean, it's big time, and we're not even, 2 of our more versatile players are even on the sideline right now with Najee and Trey. So we're just going to keep getting, the size we've got out there right now. We've just got basketball players, just hoopers that can, no real pigeons right now. We got BI, CJ, and Z bought into the defensive end, and obviously that's a key for us. But like you said, if we can maintain fluidity and versatility on the defensive end, then I mean, six defense last year. I don't know what would be this year higher.
You mentioned pigeon. I gotta ask you, is that just terminology for?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Pigeon is a universal term for go at him. Go at him. Yeah. So we identify pigeons going to each game that like, hey, if any of our three get them on, you've seen the Kobe clip, get out the way. And so we're limiting our number of pigeons on the team this year. That's the goal.
Great. Thanks, Larry.
No problem. Take it